So how's it going, guys? So I finally had time to go through all the footage from my 2022 Bassmaster Kayak Series Championship tournament. This tournament was held in conjunction with the Bassmaster Classic, which was held on Lake Hartwell. The Kayak Series Championship was held on Lake Russell, which is on the border of South Carolina and Georgia, and it's just south, the lake south of Lake Hartwell. It was held on March 2nd and 3rd. Our official practice days were the 27th through the 1st. So we only had three practice days, 2.5 roughly. There was 90 of the top kayak anglers in this tournament. And so we'll get to the recap. I left Salisbury on the afternoon of the 26th. That way I could get down there on the morning of the 27th to start practicing. First day of practice, I get down there first thing on Sunday morning on the 27th. As soon as I get to the ramp, the rain started, and pretty much rained 90% of the day. I had come down just before cutoff, I think like January 24th, and fished one afternoon and half the next morning. I found 2 different spots, so I went to one of the spots that I had some bites, and I went in there and ended up catching one. I had a few more bites in that little cove, and checked a few other spots, but didn't really have any luck. So I ended up starting to hit upriver. I seen a bird breaking some bait, a bird busting some bait, and right next to a channel marker. So I pulled out the A-rig and made a cast, and ended up going for a little sleigh ride. So after catching that big old rock, which was real fun, I always enjoy catching big fish like that. I kept heading up the river, or up the lake, however you want to look at it. I ended up getting to a bridge, and I pulled out my Humminbird Mega Live and started searching the bridge. Didn't see a whole lot on this one. Did come up to one piling that I marked a fish on and ended up casting to it and caught an 18-incher. Which at this point I was thinking was pretty good fish for this lake. I didn't think there was a ton of huge fish in it. I would be proven wrong, obviously. But I was thinking 18-inchers were definitely fish to find. And that fish was pretty much my day. First day of practice. So on to day 2 of practice. I went to the other ramp that I had found a little area and caught a fish right before the shut off of the lake back in January. I didn't go right to where I caught the fish at this time. I actually went the opposite direction. I searched some coves and some shallow water and stuff like that. Didn't find a whole lot, maybe a couple small bites from small fish. But that was pretty much my morning. Around 11, I finally had a bite and got one right next to the boat. But that was pretty much my morning up until lunchtime. After that, around 1 o'clock, I started heading back. I was going to go check out the area where I'd caught the fish previously. I ended up stopping at 2 more bridges. Checked them out with Mega Live and marked a few fish around them. Ended up catching one. Actually 2. I didn't want to catch 2, but I caught the one, and then I was watching on the screen and ended up seeing another fish rush through bait. So I kind of figured, why not? And they were decent quality fish, not giants, but 16 inchers. And I'm looking for a nice 16-inch average is what I was hoping for. Didn't realize, like I said, at this point, I didn't realize the fish were going to be quite as big as what ended up being. But and then after that, I ended up going up to the cove where I'd caught the fish previously. Had a few bites in there, no size, just a couple dinks. I did catch one in there, but nothing of any size. So that was pretty much my second day of fishing. Like I said, I had some bites. The bridges were starting, I was starting to think the bridges might play a key for me. So my plan for this third day of practice was to go search out bridges and just go check a couple different bridges. And that's what I ended up doing. The first bridge I went to was one of the main lake bridges, one of the biggest. And it was actually loaded. I checked every pylon, and that day there was fish on pretty much every pylon. I caught one. had one other bite, and then kind of left them alone. Just kind of looked at them on the forward-facing sonar, and then I left and went and checked another area with a couple more bridges. I didn't get to check one bridge at that second launch because there was a boat already there. I don't know if they were crappie fishing or what, but I didn't bother it. I went to another bridge, found a school of fish on it, ended up catching 2 out of there. It's a pretty decent sized school. There was a ton of bait, and it was just a little creek into going into an area that I thought they might be spawning. So I was kind of hoping there might be some decent fish there. And like I said, watching, there was definitely a decent sized school there. So at this point, that's kind of where I was thinking I would probably start the tournament. But we'll get back to that. So I gotta add my Bill Dance moment of the tournament in there. End of the day, you know, we can only practice. I think we had to be off the water at 2. So get back to the boat ramp like 1:30. Come to find that if I back my truck far enough down, I can slide the kayak up, motor, everything, batteries, everything loaded up. It works out pretty good. This was only like the second time I did it. The first time I didn't strap it down, and as long as I pull up the ramp pretty easy, kayak stayed there. I jumped in with my boots on in the truck once I had the kayak up there, and you can see what happens here. Yep, that was my Bill Dance moment. Unfortunately, I wish, if you see in the video, I didn't pay attention. Once I realized the kayak was going, I kind of just jumped out and took off after it. If you can see in the video, you can see the kayaker coming. I really wish I would have saw him, because I went and had to go swimming. But I guess it makes things interesting. And I hope everybody gets a good laugh out of that. But otherwise, that was my practice and my fun little adventure for the tournament. So that night I went and did all the registration and all that stuff, and formulated a game plan. I was gonna go check out the bridge I ended it with. I was gonna get there, and all that area is state land, and I could pretty much launch right next to the bridge, so that's what I did. I didn't actually even put the motor on in case I had to move. And it was a decent sized hill that I had to get up, but it was the quickest and easiest way to launch. So that's what I did. Lines in. Time to start the championship. Lines in were around 6:45. I managed to catch one around 7:15. It wasn't how I was catching them the day before. But I never saw what I saw the afternoon before. I never had another bite after that one. I tried doing what I did to catch that one. I tried doing what I did to catch the ones the afternoon before. And I just wasn't seeing what I needed to see. So by about 8:30, I decided to go ahead and pick up and make a move. to the main bridge that I had seen him on pretty much every pylon. I make that move. I get there. It's about, at this point, it's about 10 o'clock by the time I get there and get launched. I run over to the bridge, put the Mega Live in, start pedaling around, and I'm not seeing the fish on this bridge. Not a single pylon has fish on it. I crossed the entire bridge, checking each pylon, and then just nothing. It took me about a half an hour to do. It didn't take horrible long as far as searching the bridge, but as soon as I got to the other side and didn't see nothing, I just was like, heck with it. I put the trolling motor down, the torpedo down, and full blast back to the boat ramp. Launched and made another move. This time, by the time I get in the water and get set up, it's 11:30. I guess lines out was 2:45, so I got about 3 hours, maybe a touch more. And I get over to the bridge, I start checking the pylons. I see a couple on one, I don't get bit. I get over to one pylon, and as I'm starting to scan it, the Bass camera boat shows up. So, which I think is awesome. Start scanning this one pylon, and I see a couple on it. So I make that cast, and as you can see in the footage, I catch my second keeper.
I got one on.
After catching that one with the camera boat right there, I'm excited, as you can tell from the footage. I cast back in, and there's a pretty good school there. I get bit again, and then I catch my third keeper.
I think I made a good move, if nothing else. I just missed one.
There's a knot of them there. Oh my God, that's a good one. Come on, bud. Come on, buddy. Damn right. Good move, Bucky. He's a chump. The water like this. After that, the camera bird heads out, and at this point I just keep working. There's actually two bridges pretty close, within a half a mile of each other roughly. I catch the two off this bridge, and I'm still seeing them around it, but I don't get bit. I decide to run up to the other bridge, because that's where I caught the fish the other day. Run up there and cast, searched it with the Mega Live and make a couple casts and catch another one. After getting that one done with, I go right back to the same pilot and catch my fifth keeper. Now I'm stoked. I got my limit. I made that move. And the bridge was, both bridges had a decent amount of fish on it. And then I just worked it, trying to catch an upgrade. I ended up catching two 17-inchers. day with 81 and a quarter inches, which decent average. The leaderboard kind of went off a little higher than I was expecting. There was a decent amount of 90-inch limits, which I was totally not expecting. I was thinking if you had an 80s, you were going to be up in the top 10 or 15 I was not seeing 90 inches. I think 8 anglers, maybe even more, had 90 inches that first day. But, I was sitting in 20th. I knew I had a chance to make the top 10. Obviously, I knew I had no chance for first or second or probably even the top 5. But I had confident I had a chance for a top 10. And, my plan was simple. It was just to go beat up those 2 bridges all day the next day. And that's what I ended up doing. Watch the footage here.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it, and I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Yeah, don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring.
Lines and guys. Day 2 of the championship.
My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, yeah, This is a statement to appreciate all that is vacant. It's just for the taking. If you make up your mind, you can take it. I'm never complacent. I would work in a mansion or basement, yeah. There's no replacement for persistence, it's a patience, yeah. In this life, I wanna be soaring, to feel sun inside when it's pouring, and I'll fight till anxiety is foreign. I'm so sick of my mind's extortion. My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, 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 I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I got my limit yesterday. My third one today.
One more. Alright, thanks, man.
Yeah, I appreciate them pictures, man. They were awesome.
See you?
Yeah, I did. They were cool.
Thanks, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Two more.
Pretty awesome. I got
I wanna taste the pain. I think I'm seeing all red. 2 bullets in the gun, 1 shot to the head. I need a blank space. 'Cause everything is a threat, but I never back down. Man, I'd rather be dead. I'm making love to fate. And she look better in bed. And I'ma rock this life till I take my last breath. I wanna make a change. I got 1 life left, so I'm gonna go down swinging. Don't you forget. Everything is so boring. Can't get up in the morning. I'm so sick of the mundane and routine. I'm gonna break without warning. I wanna taste the pain. I think I'm seeing all red. 2 bullets in the gun, 1 shot to the head. I need a blank space. 'Cause everything is a threat, but I never back down. Man, I'd rather be dead. I'm making love to fate. And she look better in bed. And I'ma rock this life till I take my last breath. I wanna make a change. I got 1 life left, so I'm gonna go down swinging. Don't you forget. I've gotta find a new purpose. Something actually worth it. I wanna look in the mirror and like what I see. I'm sick of feeling so worthless. You wanna sink or swim? I'm gonna go down swinging. Deep within, I get lost in the feeling. I just need a win. I'm going off. I know it's time to make a change, and I can take the pain. You wanna sink or swim? I'm gonna go down swinging. Deep within, I get lost in the feeling. I just need a win. I'm gonna find my meaning. I can make a change. I wanna play the game. You wanna sink or swim? I'm gonna go down swinging. Look deep within, I get lost in the feeling. Just need a win. I'm going off. I know it's time to make a change, and I can take the pain. You wanna sink or swim? I'm gonna go down swinging. Look deep within, I get lost in the feeling. Just need a win. I'm gonna find my meaning. I can make a change. I wanna play the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
caught my limit on the second day. Had a decent limit again. I averaged right there. I ended up with 79 and a quarter, I believe. 79 and a quarter, 79 and 3/4. I ended up with 161 inches for 2 days, which was pretty decent. I had two 14 inchers on that second day that I really would have liked to call out, but I had a 17 and 3/4 and another 17 and a half, I believe, right around there on the second day. And I had a set 2 17s on the first day, so had I been able to call up just another 17 or 18 incher, I'd been able to make the top 10. I was 4 inches or 3 inches out of the top 10. I ended up in 14th place. Cashed a check, 14th out of the top 90 is very respectable. And some guys just straight crushed it. But it is what it is. I had a great tournament. I had a plan. I executed it. I wish I'd been up the first 2 bridges so I didn't have to move as much. But just got to do. I have it set up pretty efficiently, so if I need to move, I can do it in not horrible time. I don't prefer to have to do that, but it is what it is. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'm gonna put a 3 tournament recap together here after this. There's not a ton of footage for them, so I'm just gonna put 3 together. And then I'm gonna be hitting the road for, we have the MAKBF Potomac event coming up on April 9th that I will be fishing, and then the next major road trip will be the Bassmaster Oklahoma tournament on Grand Lake, which is April 16th. So I will be heading that way here in about a week and a half. And so I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys soon.